Otakus! Laura A. Grace here, the author of Dear Author Letters from a Bookish Fangirl, Team Lines of Poetry Collection, and Fine Anime Devotional for Otakus, which is free on a variety of platforms. I'll leave a link down below in case if you'd like to check it out. Welcome back to Top 5 Wednesday! I'm super excited for today's prompt because we are talking about underrated authors. In this case, though, we're going to be talking about underrated mangakas, and I'm super duper pumped. But if you're not familiar with Top 5 Wednesday was formed by Lainey back in 2013. The group is now since on Goodreads, and I'll leave a link down below in case if you'd like to check it out. Our current host, Alex, creates a series of prompts on Wednesdays, and then on that Wednesday, we use 5 books, or in this case, manga, that reflect that said prompt. And like I said, today's prompt is underrated authors. There are not just authors, but mangaka that have a great selection of books, but they get no love in the book community. And today's prompt is let's highlight those mangaka, those authors, and just put some spotlight on them. And I love that. I really, really do. That is a huge reason why, when it comes to novels, I love indie authors or self-published authors. They need so much love. They work so hard for what they do, and mangaka is definitely no exception. Am I right? So let's go ahead and jump right in, and I'm going to start with my current read. She has, I believe, 3 series, but only one of them is published in or translated in English, and that is Amu Meguro, and she is the author or mangaka of Honey So Sweet. This has been a super duper 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 sweet manga. It has a lot of real world, I have to say real world topics, but I feel like the characters are so real despite that they are so wholesome and just amazingly sweet. Right now, I have the whole series, but I only featured the first 3. I am on volume 6. Not gonna lie, I was not happy about some developments that are happening, and so I skipped to volume 7, read volume 7 last night, now have to go back and finish rereading volume 6. Very, very good writing. I love her art style so much. Let me see if I can find a really cute scene. They are just, as one of the characters say, they are so lovey-dovey, and they really are. They are absolutely adorable. I mean, Taiga, who is the male love interest, he's probably about the most sweetest male character I've ever read, and I really wish that her other works were translated in English. Not just because, like I said, that the art style is absolutely beautiful and very cute, but like I said, the writing is so well done. Even though there's no love triangles, but even though we have these love rivals trying to come in, by golly, Taiga and now, I was supposed to say her last name, but they are so trusting and so faithful, and I'm just I love you guys, and I really just need any potential love rival to get out the picture. Obviously, they don't even have a chance. They're not even at the starting line, as one love rival said, but it's just frustrating when people are trying to interfere with this ship because it's so sweet. Her characters are just super duper duper sweet. I will have a review of this series probably later this month. I am so excited and so ready to gush about this series, but she is a great underrated manga. She deserves all the hype and all the love and just all the cute things. For number 2, this one is pretty shocking to me because this one has an anime, and I actually have her next series on pre-order. I only have volumes 10 and 11 because my library has the series, and that is Soichiro Yamamoto. I always want to add an extra A in there, but she is the mangaka of Teasing Master Takagistan. I've read some of this series. I think the time I picked it up, it just wasn't the right time, but it is really funny, and it was so cute, and I just absolutely love the teasing that goes on, and I feel like this mangaka just has a very fun and fresh voice that is very interesting to me and very engaging. It just brings laughter on page, but sometimes in really subtle ways, and the way that the characters just interact with one another is so adorable. It's just so much fun. I am really piped. I am really excited for her next series because it involves is it shogi? I think I'm saying that right. I think that's what it's called, but it's not chess, but some kind of game. There's another series that is about that, but it seemed really awesome, and I feel like the reason I'm excited for that one because it has a sports element, yes, but her characters are just so fun to read about. And I'm man, there's an anime but I only know one person off the top of my head that has watched the anime and said it's really good. I have almost started the anime so many times, but I'm just afraid if I start the anime, I won't read the manga. And I'm like, I definitely need to read the manga because it's just a lot of fun. I really enjoy it and loving seeing how our main dude is gonna get teased and how he's gonna get embarrassed. So I guess in a way, maybe it's repetitive in that sense, but I feel like it's just fresh because you have different situations and the manga has to come up with ways of like, okay, how can this main character be teased today and just get embarrassed? So that is like the premise of the manga, and the situations are just so funny. And I love when the main guy, he just tries to tease the girl first and it never works out. Like hardly ever. So this manga is really fun, and I feel like she's just a great manga to, like, when it comes to her works, to read, because you know you'll just have a good time and it'll be a light story to read. For number 3, this manga I feel is super underrated. I heard about this from Maeve and read the series because of her, and it is a must read. I did a video review on it, so good, and that is Matcha Hazuki, and she is the manga of 1 Week Friends. I don't know if she has any other works that are like published, but oh my goodness, this series is so amazing. The manga has this beautiful way of just writing such heartfelt friendship, and I was just blown away, like how even though there is like the potential for a romance, that the manga writes it so beautifully where you're like, I really do want this ship to sail, but even more, I'm glad for this friendship. And I don't know, I think that's just a really big thing for me when I really, really enjoy reading romance a lot. That was just really, really awesome. And this story is just so special. She also has a very cute art style, and the story is not always light, but she can just bring out the feels in you and be like, here you go, here's this feel, and just be an explosion of feels by the end of the story. Her writing style is also really good, and I just love this series. I don't know if she has any other series. I guess that's how underrated she is, because I'm like, I really don't know, and I didn't think about looking it up to see if she did before doing this video, but she deserves a lot more hype and a lot more love for her 1 Week Friends series. For number 4, I had to spotlight this one. I know this manga has 2 different series. This one I feel like is more of the underrated series when it comes to this. And the manga is Kazune Kawahara. And that is the manga of high school debut as well as my love story. And it's funny because I love her writing. Like, oh my goodness, like, I love this story. I've thought about Yo so much, and I'm like, you just need to go into Honey So Sweet, go talk to them characters for me, and everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. I think that she writes with such great and precious characters that just have such bright and sunny personalities. Yo does not have that, but Haruna definitely does. I mean, I called her almost like the rival to Hinata because she just has such a bright personality, and I've heard that her manga, My Love Story, that it is very, very funny, and I have read a little bit of volume 1. I have to actually check that series out, hopefully next, from my library, because I'm really interested in it. The Marislav keeps talking about it, and I'm just like, I really need to read it because I loved High School Debut, and I feel like it is seriously underrated. And I don't know exactly how popular My Love Story is, but I don't see a lot of love for this mangaka in the book community. I mean, I don't mean like in a bad way or that anybody like hates on her. I'm not saying that. I just don't see it featured often. And I'm like, she deserves to have more love, and she's just really, really fun. If I knew that she had other works that were translated in English, yes, I would hands down check out her other work because I love her characters. I love how like there is this sense of, I was about to say real drama, but I don't know if that's the right word. I don't necessarily love drama. Obviously, I feel like that's a staple of shoujo manga, but I don't know, it just feels more realistic to me and more of like, okay, this could be like a more realistic reflection of life, and like we don't just have drama just to have drama. I like my drama to have meaning. There we go. And I feel like in high school debut, it has meaning. I feel like in my love story, there is drama, that I also feel like it does have meaning as well. So I guess that's why I want to spotlight her, because, you know, if you're gonna have drama, let's make it like, okay, I can sort of relate to this. This isn't just strictly just fiction. Maybe people don't like that, but I don't know. Hopefully that doesn't sound weird. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. I would be curious to hear your thoughts. For number 5, I'm so excited to spotlight this one. And I know I just mentioned this one on my channel, but it is the manga Atta Aka. There's actually 3 different people who worked on this, and that was, I was reincarnated as a villainess in an otome game, but the boys love me anyway. I have not seen anybody talk about this in the book community. I was like, oh my goodness, like, nobody talks about it. And it's really, really good. Not just because of the beautiful cover, but I really like the writing a lot. I love the art style, and the 3 different people who worked on it. We have the actual manga, who was by Atta Aka, and then you have like the original story artist, and then you have the character design, and all 3 of them just did incredible. I mean, I feel like there were probably a little bit more flesh parts out in the like light novel compared to the manga, but the characters were so engaging. And I mean, this is my first otome game like read, and I am really curious and interested in more books in this genre. And I feel like that's a really big thing for me, because I didn't really know much about like this genre beforehand. Like I had seen manga about, obviously, but like actually picking one up. So I feel like if you're new to that genre and you want something that's very sweet, and I guess to me it felt different, and I think it's just because the villainess really is sweet, and like she's not necessarily like airheaded, which I feel like I've seen some other main characters in this genre like that. That's like no bash to those main characters or anything, but I don't know, I really love the art style, and I just thought this story was extremely compelling, and it's just a very moving story. And though we have, like, I'm assuming a bunch of guys going to be playing a much bigger role, we only meet 2 in this one, that it's a fun time. It's a great time. It's not just necessarily fun, but it's a great time and just a really, really enjoyable story. And if I knew that the manga had other work that was translated, yes, I want to see more of this art style and more of this just sort of almost times, not sweet, but carrying overtones from the main character. Like, it is very, very good. And those, my friends, are my top 5 underrated manga that deserve more love, deserve more hype. Their books or their manga deserve to be just highlighted in the bookish community more often and just get all of the love. But what about you, friends? What are some of your underrated manga that you're like, they need to be known? Come, gush to me, tell me all about them. I would love to hear about them and go to see if my library has them so I can help hype the train for these manga. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and thanks so much for watching. Bye!